Hey, so welcome everybody to this new video. I actually came here today with the plan of photographing this specific tree right over here. It has a lot of detail, cool texture. I quite like the color and it was very symmetrical, so basically split into two parts. But then I'm coming onto the field here and, well, it's been sawn off, not standing anymore. So yeah, that's unfortunate. So I've placed myself in a different angle because I want to shoot the side from the tree which is lit up. Sun is coming from over there. It's just going to pass the horizon in a couple of seconds, so I gotta work quickly. So it's basically catching the last bit of light. I'm using a polarizer, take away the glare, really get the detail, the contrast, the texture on the tree, not get it blown out. So I have quite a lot of foliage and leaves in the background from the trees, and I don't want them to be too distracting. So I've stopped down to around f4 because I really want the tree to stick out. And I'm not quite sure if f4 is enough to get everything in focus. So I'm doing a focus stack, 3 frames, just focusing on the front of the tree, the middle, and then some of the branches which are a little bit further away. I think that should do just fine. And now more or less getting the last touch of light. So let me just capture that. So the polarizer is giving me quite a hard vignette in the edges. Like on this edge it's not, but on this edge it is. So I'm not quite sure if I can recover that shot if I want to take that. But I do quite like that the branches are catching the last little bit of light because the sun is half passed through behind the tree line. And then the foreground's pretty much dark already. And then I obviously have light in the background. But it's honestly not too distracting, I think. Quite like this one. We go a little bit wide angle again. So one thing I don't quite like about this composition is some of the branches, like just the tiny top over there, some of them are passing the horizon line and peeking into the sky. So yeah, it's not quite cool. Don't quite like that, but I don't think there's anything I can do about that, so gotta deal with that. So normally I would tell you that these conditions are not the best for photography, which they probably aren't. So blue skies, a lot of greens, harsh light over there. But today it's somewhat different. It's incredibly convenient. It's not too warm, it's not too cold. There's barely any haze in the atmosphere today, so I have quite a lot of clarity. The sun isn't too distracting. Also the sun is already quite low. It's quite like side angle light. So if you're in the forest, it creates a lot of dappled light, which can be quite cool. So all these tree stumps over here, they have incredibly texture. There's so much moss and there's so much green. And I'm pretty sure that there's an image over here. I'm just looking to frame something up. So I found an image that I quite like. So what I've gone by is, the tree stump that I'm photographing right now is the one with the most green, with the most moss on it. And that was the reason that I walked here in the first place, because I saw all these tree stumps and they have this beautiful green on it. Yeah, and this is the one which has the most green on it, so might as well photograph that one. I think they're also green because there was a riverbed over here, which by now is dried out, but that has probably given them quite a lot of water. That's probably why they are so green. So this image is actually quite hard to describe, but I have this main stump which is coming over there. It has all this green on it, and then a couple more in the background, and it's a lot of chaos, to be honest. But I think I'm zooming in quite a bit, around 35mm. I don't want to be too wide angle because I want to make sure that I don't have too much chaos in my image. I want it to have some balance and everything. Basically trying to exclude everything from my frame that could be distracting. I haven't succeeded fully, but it's good enough. I think what draws me to this composition is there's a lot of saturation and a ton of contrast, and I quite like that. Somewhere over there there's a little bit more light, and this light has a little bit of, well, warm glow. And then over here this very dark foreground is kind of cool, so it gives a lot of color contrast between this warmth in the background and this really cool and really dark contrast the foreground with this super dominant green stump, and I've really punched in on that one. So if you like my style of photography, I have a course available. It's the first link in the description, and I teach you everything you need to know about landscape photography, being out in the field, settings of your camera, tips and tricks, post-processing, everything you need to know to start out. So you might be interested, check it out. If you like my images, you may want to have some of them framed up on your wall as a print. I have some of them available. It's also in the description. So, dear viewer, the next one is going to be an incredibly creative image. And if I can pull this off the way I have it in my mind right now, I think it's going to be a pretty cool image. Okay, so I'm not quite sure how much it comes across on camera, but we have beautiful gaps of light, golden light, peeking through into the forest. The sun is quite low. It's very deep into the forest, so we have like a couple of single strings. It hits some of the trees, others are in shade, and it just creates this beautiful play of light and shade, but this time it's golden light, which makes it even cooler. So the conditions are great. What's just really challenging is I gotta find a frame, a composition, which takes into account the light, the shade, but then also the balance of trees. I gotta balance everything together into one frame. And if I can make that happen, I'm pretty sure that this image is gonna turn out quite amazing. Yeah, that's the hard part. So, it's incredibly hard to describe what I'm shooting, but as I've mentioned, I'm trying to balance light, shade and trees together into one frame. And it's quite hard, but it's so much fun, trust me. So this is likely going to be my last frame. I'm just shooting one tree, which is burning beautiful colors on the stump and on some of the leaves. And then the light is leading through the forest. It's almost like the last light race into the distance. This tree is sticking out quite a bit because there's a lot of empty space around it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and the images in it. Like, share, subscribe, write a comment, this really helps the channel. If you want to see more of my videos, I have an on location playlist in the description. Apart from that, thank you for the support and see you in the next one. So basically, I'm shooting the last rays of sunlight from today and it's burning red color. It's beautiful.